Hello, welcome to Current News. I'm your host, Chris Davis. So the first story we're going to talk about, it's one that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time, but I needed to do more research on it because I wanted to give it the proper justice. And I want to talk about LeBron James and him opening the I Promise School and the whole controversy around that. So sometime 2 weeks ago, LeBron James did an interview with Don Lemon about opening his I Promise School and what the school has to offer. And the interview was really uplifting. It was nice to see something on the news that was positive rather than hearing collusion this, gun shooting on this, neo-Nazi that. It was nice to see something uplifting, positive, seeing an athlete, LeBron James, who came from, I'm going to say, like, nothing. Like, he had, like nearly, like, nothing. And he made something out of himself. And he's giving back to his community. It was just something really positive and uplifting. And it got a lot of praise from a lot of people even outside of the sports community. The I Promise School, what it offers is kids are in school, I believe, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, because LeBron James wants them in school, not out in the streets where they can get in trouble, where they could be too idle. Usually schools end around 3 o'clock, and then kids have 3 to 8, and then they're not in some after school program, and they're idle. But LeBron James School keeps them in there 9 to 5, and I believe the school years from July through May. So awkward school year, longer time, but it's still a very good school. Children get free breakfast, snack, lunch. Uniforms are free. They get bicycles with helmets. Their parents, if their parents don't have a high-paying job, or if they don't have a job, they can get into a GED program. They can get assistance with job placement. If a child finishes the I Promise School program, if they go to the public if they go to a public college of Akron University, they can go on LeBron James' dime. So huge opportunity, great gift to the community that's going to really uplift the community, helping children who don't have as much as others, or don't have the means to have a really good quality education. And seeing all that in Don Lemon's interview, with all of LeBron James' shoes on the wall and LeBron James interacting with the students, was really good. We also, this wasn't in the CNN interview, but we finally saw his speech, like why he opened the school, why, how this is his greatest accomplishment, how this is really helping the city of Akron. So his speech was really good. Don Lemon's interview was really good, and it was just a nice change of pace than what we usually see on news outlets. But it doesn't end there. Sadly, it doesn't just end on a positive note. It doesn't just end with LeBron James opening up a school and giving back to the community. There has to be a controversy. So in the interview, Don Lemon asked LeBron, "Hey, would you ever sit across the table from Donald Trump?" And LeBron James said, "No, I wouldn't. I would sit across from Barack Obama." So supposedly, when that was reported, Donald Trump started going to Twitter, and he tweeted this. Let me read it for you. All right. Donald J. Trump tweets at real Donald Trump. LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. So when Donald Trump tweeted that, it stirred up a lot of controversy, especially in the sports community. You had Colin Cowherd mentioning something about it. You had the host of Undisputed, Skip Bayless and Shannon. They talked about it. Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman and Molly Querim discussed about it. And what they all really hit, especially Stephen A. Smith and Shannon, what they really talked about is how the president has consistently insulted the intelligence of the African American community. When Stephen Colbert or George Stephanopoulos or any other white news person or television personality attacks Donald Trump insults them, but he doesn't insult their intelligence. But whenever he talks about someone in the African American community, whether it's Maxine Waters, whether it's Don Lemon, whether it's LeBron James, he insults their intelligence. He says that they're low IQ, that they're dumb, and people have pointed out that that it's racist. That when white men or even white people in general, when they attack the president, he insults them, but he doesn't touch their intelligence. But when he goes after the African American community, he not only insults them, but he insults their intelligence, saying that they're stupid, that they're dumb. And with the tweet that I just read, people have problems with three things with the tweet. One, insulting LeBron James, calling him dumb. Even though he came up with no college education, he made a name for himself, and he's making a public school to give back to his community. He's a 3-time NBA champion, 4-time MVP. He's one of the greatest basketball players in this generation. He calls him dumb, and then he calls Don Lemon. He calls Don Lemon stupid in that tweet, and I don't believe like Don Lemon is dumb. He's an Emmy award-winning journalist. He knows what he's talking about when he's on CNN, when he's on a show, whether you agree with his news reporting or not. But what also people really don't like is that he's putting LeBron James and Michael Jordan against each other. He's putting two successful African American men against one another. And that's another issue people had a problem with. Now, the reason why Donald Trump said he liked Mike, because like Mike, that's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan really stayed out of like the political realm. He really stayed out of like the social justice thing, because he didn't want to offend anyone. Whether you were Democrat or Republican, he didn't care. He just wanted everyone to watch basketball, watch him play, buy the Jordans. That's what he wanted. And that's what Donald Trump's alluding to, that Michael Jordan kept his mouth shut. He didn't get into politics. But people have a problem with that because they like athletes using their platform to give back to the community, to speak on social justice issues, and that's what people really don't like about the tweet. There's a lot in the tweet that they don't like about insulting three African Americans, Don Lemon, LeBron James, and putting LeBron James and Michael Jordan against each other. And also on a consistent basis, questioning the intelligence of African Americans. So if you can just, like Shannon and like Stephen A., if you can keep pointing out to specific times when a person behaves a certain way, then it's fact. Then that's what that person does. That person's a racist, or that person keeps insulting the intelligence of minorities. If you can mention multiple times a person has behaved a certain way, then it's fact. But a lot of people have come up to support LeBron James. As I said, Stephen A., Shannon on Undisputed, even other basketball players on Twitter. Michael Jordan put out a statement saying he supports LJ and his work for the community, and other basketball players chimed in to support LeBron. So that's that. So that's the story. LeBron James giving back to his community, opening up a really good public school for the city of Akron. Donald Trump taking a shot, insulting LeBron, and everyone is backing LeBron, saying once again the president isn't acting like a president. He is lowering the bar. He is lowering the standard. My thoughts on it is, yes, Donald Trump shouldn't have gone on Twitter and attacked LeBron James while he's doing a good thing for his community. Instead of just buying Lamborghinis or buying a big house, he is giving back to his community. He has the means to do it, so that's what he's doing, and it's a positive thing. And I don't think he should be attacked for that. Now, one thing I do want to bring up. Don Lemon asked this question: if you had a chance to sit across from Donald Trump, would you do it? LeBron James said no. All right, we can think up of 1,000 reasons why he would say that, and they would all be legitimate. But the question I want to pass on to you, my viewers, is LeBron James or other players passing up a chance to influence Donald Trump or get the president's ear on social issues? Are they missing an opportunity to have a meeting with him and discuss their point of view, so there can be changes in the community? Are they missing that opportunity, or do you think that they should just stay away, not talk to Donald Trump at all? My thoughts are that even though they don't like Donald Trump, even though I don't agree with his policies, if I had a chance to talk to him about social issues or about economic policies, I would. The reason why is if you have a disagreement with someone, I believe you should sit down and talk with them. Even though you don't get 100% of what you want, if you can change their mind on a few things, then that's a win with me. Doesn't mean you go to talk to someone and work out issues. Doesn't mean you necessarily agree with what their point of view is. What I see is that whenever NFL players win a championship, whenever NBA players win a championship, they're offered this chance to go to the White House, and they all decline, or half the team doesn't go, because they think that if they go to the White House, they're somehow backing up what President Trump is doing. And doesn't mean they go visit the White House, doesn't necessarily mean that they support the president's policies. But a lot of people who hate Donald Trump don't want these players to go to the White House, because they don't want it to make it in any way that Donald Trump is popular or what he's doing is any good. But I do think that they're missing an opportunity to get the president's ear and talk to him about some social issues that that he could possibly fix in the country. Those are my thoughts. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, while we're talking about Trump and sports, what's been in the news recently is Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones. So they're in the news because Jerry Jones was very adamant that players will stand for the national anthem. And he received criticism from the NFL because they were working on a nuanced compromise on the anthem policy. But with Jerry Jones's my way or the highway approach, it has made it more complicated. Dak Prescott has taken a similar stance to Jerry Jones. He says that he doesn't think kneeling during the anthem is the right thing. It's not the time nor the place to protest. He thinks that everyone should stand for the national anthem because during that time it's 2 minutes where we can embrace what our country can become. And he doesn't think that kneeling is the best way to progress the social issue. He's wanting to go to the next step, action. Kneeling was just an appearance. It was just a first step. Now he's waiting for the next step. But he has received criticism for his stance. Players have said that he cares more about his endorsements than he cares about like social issues and social justice issues. But Dak Prescott has left it where they're entitled to their opinions, he's entitled to his. Now, I do want to pass the question. Do you think that players should be kneeling during the national anthem, or do you think they should find another way? I want to give you my thoughts. I think, personally, that they should find another way to protest. To me, it's too easy for Trump supporters, for Trump to twist what they're doing and say that they're disrespecting the flag, that they're disrespecting everything it stands for. First responders, military, democracy, like our way of life. Like the football players are completely disrespecting it and all the sacrifices that the veterans have done. When the football players are not protesting against any of that, they're protesting against him. But it's too easy for Donald Trump and the people who are backing him to twist it and put a spin on it and say that they're just disrespecting the flag by kneeling. I believe what the football players or any of the athletes should do is, if you're in a press conference, go ahead and talk about a social justice issue, whether it's after a football game or it's not a football game. Or go to your social media and talk about how you don't like how this was handled, or you don't like what the president just said. It's President Trump's fault, especially with the NFL. He called them SOBs. He really started it, especially when he insulted like Colin Kaepernick. But I do not think it's the best way to do it, because it's too easy for them to twist it and put a spin on it. And I guess it is too distracting, because football does bring a lot of people together. People who don't agree on certain policies or certain issues, they can all come together like for sports, because that's what they have in common. So I'm for them finding another way to protest or to bring awareness to social injustices, because it's just too easy for Trump and his supporters to spin or to twist the kneeling issue. So to me, they shouldn't kneel because they're just gonna put a spin on it. There's another way where they can protest, they can bring awareness, they can do action, and the president can't put a spin on it and say they're disrespecting first responders, military who sacrificed their lives. And there's just another way for them to protest without it being twisted around and turned against them. one more thing I have to bring up. Today is the anniversary of the Charlottesville, Virginia protest. So a year ago, there was this big protest with neo-Nazis, Ku Klux Klan, and they were protesting against minorities. They were for nationalism. They were protesting against immigration. And today is the year anniversary of that. And they were protesting again, and there was anti-protesters protesting against them. But this time, the police were ready. They were on horses. They had like riot gear ready. They were ready to disperse the protest and keep people from getting hurt. So people are going to peacefully protest. There isn't going to be like any violence like last time. Last time, I believe a protester was run over by a car. So they don't want anything like that happening again. So that's all we have for today. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about any of these stories that I covered today. Also, if you go to the description box, you can follow me on social media. Also, if you really want to help this channel, please hit the like button and hit subscribe. And all of you, have a great day.